everyone, driving home and thought it would be a good time to make another video. I got FSD beta, and the reason why I had posted the video about how FSD beta sucks, and it wasn't like a clickbaity title. I was just, the process of getting it was kind of crappy with the whole safety score and all of that. Just because getting penalized for something that's not your fault kind of sucks, and you work so hard to get your score up, just didn't make a lot of sense. Kind of promoted unsafe driving for the most part at intersections and in city. I really feel bad for you guys that live in cities where it's almost impossible to get a 100% safety score. But anyways, there were a lot of comments in that video where people explain that people that had FSD beta explain that you don't necessarily have to use FSD beta all the time. You can turn it off and just use regular autopilot. And at that point, I'm like, oh well, okay, I can handle that. I would love to contribute to the FSD beta program. I have time for that when I'm in town and have a little more time to do things. On the highway, I see very limited use for FSD beta after even actually having it. So I prefer not to use it when I do long drives. I just go standard autopilot and turn off FSD beta. But in town, FSD beta is a whole different animal. It's almost like two different autopilot systems. You've got the regular autopilot that we've had for all this time that is, it's very refined. It's very mature, for lack of a better word, and it just does things in a very predictable way. It's very smooth. There are little quirks 5% of the time, but it fails predictably for the most part. With FSD beta, it's super unpredictable. Like other people have said in my videos, it's like I have three boys, and I taught them all how to drive. This is worse than that. The car is literally hunting for a way out when it's at every stoplight, whether it's turning right, turning left. I've tried FSD beta in town where it's not busy, and it just scares the shit out of me. You have to be 200% vigilant when you're using FSD beta. And if you're going to use it, I would really advise for your lane change aggressiveness, how they have Mad Max and whatever the other settings are, I have it second to low. And then for speed limit, normally I have +5 on a relative. So if the speed limit is 55, the car will go 60. Well, I have it set at -5. And if you ever get FSD beta, you will know why. The car, like I said, it's completely different from regular autopilot. Autopilot accelerates smoothly, predictably. It just does everything very smooth. It's not very jittery. FSD beta is super jittery, like it's constantly reevaluating what it's doing, and that's what it has to do. When it makes a right turn from a stoplight or a stop sign, it accelerates fast. It takes the turn quick. And it's faster than I would take it driving myself, which is a little bit alarming the first time. In fact, in my opinion, it takes the turn too tight. I feel like I'm going to curb my wheels, or the car's going to curb my wheels, so I'm ready to disengage. On most drives, if it's a short 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mile drive, I will disengage FSD beta at least 4 or 5 times. That's how unpredictable it is. And I took the car to Los Angeles. I was in Beverly Hills, just going down Wilshire, making a turn on La Cienega, and it could not negotiate the red light. It could not do it at all. It tried to go when the oncoming cars were turning left, and I had to disengage. So, and it just sat there for a long time prior to that, creeping, looking, just trying to see if it's okay. So I like that extra degree of caution, and they had to program in that extra degree of when you commit, you go. so it has that accelerates quickly around turns from a stop aspect. But the combination of those two things don't work well in heavy traffic. So you really have to be on your toes. If anyone thinks that you're going to get FSD beta to make your daily life smoother, easier, more comfortable, and just kind of barely grip the wheel or even use a nanny or something, you're sorely mistaken. By beta, they mean beta, and you're there to help them improve the whole program, and that's it. You're there to work for them, monitor the situation. Hopefully they're recording every single disengagement and somehow getting data from all of that. That would be my hope. I don't see this thing being mature for another few years. There is no way that you're going to be able to turn on FSD beta in the next 6 months and sit in the back seat and go where you want to go. That's not going to happen. The whole premise of creating Tesla taxis with FSD, not with this setup. There's no way. I mean, I hate to be a pessimist about it, but if you saw the way it works, I mean, I know you've seen plenty of videos, but unless you're in the driver's seat and actually, monitoring this thing and having to grab the wheel and jerk it out of its hands, you don't understand how unpredictable it is. So I'm glad to be a part of the program. I'm happy to contribute, but those are just my thoughts. It's just not mature enough. And then one other thing I noticed about FSD beta, since the changed FSD beta, I think it changed with the vision system versus the ultrasonic system. I think it relies more on vision. I've noticed a strange behavior where the car misreads speed limit. On California highways, we have some places we have a speed limit of 65, and then there are signs that say trucks with trailers, it's 55. The car will misread the speed limit and set the speed limit at 55. So the maximum speed will be +5, setting it at 60. And then I'm at least 10 miles an hour under the flow of traffic, which causes problems in and of itself. And I can't use autopilot on when that happens. So that's happened to me more than once. And then in other areas, I've had problems with the car knowing speed limit. And this is my regular drive every day or every week, 125 miles each way. So I know predictably how autopilot reacts, how it reads speed limits and everything. This is all new since I changed FSD beta. And that's with FSD beta off. And the other thing is, with FSD beta in the current configuration, the current update, your maximum speed with autopilot with FSD beta off is 80 miles an hour. And that's not so much of an issue, but if you're going, if you have your speed limit set to 70 or 75 and you accelerate to go past someone and you go 80, 81, which can easily happen, not because you're speeding to speed, but to pass, then it kicks you out of autopilot, and you can't have autopilot till you stop, turn off the car, turn it on, and engage, and then you get autopilot again. So that's a bit of a pain. I'm not sure the reasoning behind it, other than they don't want people with FSD going faster than 80, which I understand. But I wish that with FSD off, they would allow the regular speed limit for autopilot. So those are my thoughts. Hopefully that gives you some idea of what FSD beta is like. I know there are plenty of videos of it doing its thing in town. So I just wanted to update people that were specifically following me and what was going on with my thoughts on FSD. And hopefully that is useful information for you guys, because that's the purpose of this whole channel, is to try to give my thoughts that may or may not be said elsewhere. So have a great weekend. See you guys later. Bye.